Okay, I think I'm live. Everybody, let me know if you can see, if you could hear. It's hard to know since this is my very first time. Mods, y'all clue I'm depending on y'all, and I've got some wonderful women with wrenches tonight. I want to say hello to all my ballerinas and ballerinos. And if I have anybody new in the chat who hasn't yet subscribed, thank you for giving me this opportunity to win you over, that I can provide some content that will encourage you, inspire you, motivate you, and will be that comforting, soft place to land when not everything is right, because we all have problems and strife. Nothing is ever perfect. And so sometimes we just need a little support and a little community in order to get through the day, get through the week, and get through life okay. So I am so blessed that people actually showed up. I have to tell you, I was a little bit worried. But let me say hi to a few people. I want to first say hi to Triple S, to Amy, to Danielle, to Karen. I see that we have my good friend Maria Garcia in the audience. We have Alex, who is from my Discord. We have Cindy Warner here. Thank you so much. We have Bobo, who is from Team Ohana. Hopefully, we'll be seeing Tabura Ohana here in the chat soon. He is my only male moderator, so he may be the sole ballerino, but hopefully we'll have some other guys added to the team soon. And I see there's Canadian girl Renee. So already with Renee and with Alex, it's an international audience since they are both representing Canada. I am so blessed to have y'all here for this very first Heart to Heart with Belle. Oh, there's Wayne. There's another ballerino. Well, we've got the state of Texas represented. For those of y'all who don't know, I went to college in Texas. I see we've got Angie Blackman. We've got Kalani from Team Ohana. We've got Brenda. Oh, Lynn and Victor, all the way from Australia. I love what a worldwide audience this is. I feel so incredibly blessed. I see we have Keith. Okay, more ballerinos. Great. This is going to be such a balanced audience with men and women. I see we have Nani from the Team Ohana. Well, I may not be seeing Taburo Ohana yet, but I see he has sent his Team Ohana in. So great modding right there. And I also see we have Akawak. Thank you so much for joining. Rocky Mountain Life Prospecting. Thank you so much for coming. Leslie's Lucky Finds. Oh, thank you for the blanket. Hello for everybody. Thank you for lurking, and thank you for being such a source of personal inspiration and motivation to me, Leslie. For those of you who may not know Leslie's Lucky Finds, she has a wonderful auction and had me on recently. There's Bold Lion. Bold Lion, thank you for asking how I am. I am just fine and dandy. I was a little bit nervous, but I am so glad to see that there are people in the chat, people who cared enough to tune in for the first episode of Heart to Heart with Belle. I see there's David Tabura. Hi, David. So many great people. Hopefully y'all are seeing a few people you know. You're making a few new friends, which is amazing. I see there's Jock Anna. Hi, hi. And if y'all haven't already clicked the thumbs up, it would just make my heart swell to click the thumbs up. And if you could possibly share this out on your social media and your YouTube community page, that would help me ever so much. There's Taburo Ohana, my number one ballerino, who's got a wrench and is going to help so much in the squad of mods that I've assembled for this first show. And we've got Kawaka. I may not be saying that, and if so, you just need to give me a phonetic pronunciation. But also from Team Ohana, there is a huge number of Team Ohana here. And for those of you who may not know, Taburo Ohana is the creator of the hashtag eimdaily, standing for encouragement, inspiration, and motivation. And I am totally on Team Ohana, just like he's a ballerino. And we're hoping to spread the inspiration, motivation, and encouragement as a movement, just like Pay It Forward was a movement way back when. Well, I am so grateful that all of y'all are here. Now, if anybody just saw the notification, oh, hi, Jaden, and didn't know why you're here, they just clicked because they thought, well, we'll see a new show. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because when I've gone to auctions, birthday celebrations, subscriber milestones, we have this problem where in the middle of the celebration or the selling, all of a sudden, somebody will pop in and they have horrible news to share, something that is heartbreaking, something that is sad, and they don't really know the right time and place. Oh, there's Fox Girl Gaming. Hi, Kayla. And so they go ahead and share that news, whether it's that their pet just died, or their child got diagnosed with something, or they got bad news at the doctor, they lost their job, they broke up with their boyfriend, they tripped and fell and broke a tooth, whatever the news was. And the channels all want to know, want to help, want to comfort. But unfortunately, oh, hi, Phyllis. You can't just stop a show or an auction to talk to one person and hear the details and ask follow-up questions, maybe even pray for them. Hi, Paula. Hi, Aloha. So the problem is I saw a gap in the market. Hi, John Jacob. And I realized there doesn't seem to be a place where they can go. They know that's not the right time and place, but where is the right time and place? So I created this Heart to Heart with Belle to be that place. And just so y'all don't think I'm fussing, when both of my parents died 2 years ago, I did the same thing because people would say, oh, Belle, hey, how are your parents doing? Knowing I was their primary caregiver. Hi, Crabcatcher. And I couldn't just avoid the question or pretend like I didn't have parents or pretend like they were still alive. I had to tell the bad news, even though it didn't help me and it didn't help the channel, because I didn't have a place where it was okay to come and not have to put on a smile, not have to put on a happy face, but just be me. Just open up my heart and unburden myself. And those of you who know me know I'm a Christian, I'm a Bible believer, and faith is what gets me through. So Galatians 6:2 talks about bearing your burdens one to another. And when I had the show, I almost called it Bearing Your Burdens with Belle. But instead of just assuming that I had the best name, I asked in my Discord, and I think my mods are dropping the Discord link. If you're not familiar with Discord, it's a social media platform that is completely free. It allows you to post messages, to promote and publicize your videos and your lives. It also lets you voice chat, group voice chat, video chat, group video chat, each other, your friends, and other YouTubers. So I decided to ask on my Discord if anybody had any great titles. And my moderator, Danielle Barnes, who has her own channel, by the way, she is a Christian married mom of one beautiful daughter, and she lives way, way in the northern corner of Louisiana. So some of y'all may say, oh, you're in the same state, you're really close. We are like 5.5 hours apart. So we're technically in the same state, but we're not at all close geographically. We are as far apart as we can get. And in the comments of this question on Discord, Danielle had a couple of ideas. The best idea was to Heart with Belle. So I debated, Is her idea better? Is my original idea better just because it was based on a Bible verse? So I decided, thanks to YouTube that provides these community pages and that provides the ability to make polls. I made a poll and I said, which name do y'all like better? And it was a rousing success for Danielle's name. So I was so glad I didn't trust myself or the name I came up with that I took a poll because y'all were great. And it was a landslide that y'all vastly preferred Heart to Heart with Belle. So I want to publicly thank Danielle Barnes for coming up with the name. Everybody in the chat, give her a round of applause, give her some credit. So who knows for the future shows that I'm going to do. And yes, there are going to be future shows. This is going to be a weekly show, and I am going to add to my portfolio of shows. So the shows will all be different, about different topics. They'll be on different days. And eventually, when I finally have enough viewers, then I might just have my own auction. But I wanted to have my first show be a weekly show that was going to help other people, that was going to be a place where people could share their burdens and their heartbreaks and to receive some comfort, some consolation, some encouragement, that we could band together as a community of people who care, to be that listening ear and that kind of a group cyber hug for people. And I thank each and every one of you for showing up, for typing in the chat, for supporting me. I also want to thank all of those who made community posts or shared me out on their social media in order to support me, to help me, and to get people to come in and share this show with me. And hopefully, as the weeks go by, it will grow. And as the weeks go by, we will add some different types of shows on different nights in order to try to grow the channel. So, the hard question is, who wants to go heart to heart with Belle first? Now, I know that in the chat, sometimes it's scary to share. Sometimes it's hard to be the first one, but I know that nobody's life is perfect. And maybe God has just laid it on somebody's heart that they want to express some kind of burden that they want others to help them bear, or some kind of heartache, something that's not ideal that we can support you through or we can pray with you about. Let me know, or let the mods know, in case I'm just flapping my jaws like I am now. Who it is that might want to share first, who has a burden, who has a heartbreak, or who just has something non-ideal that they want to share. Now, I can't ask you to go first without sharing myself. So, because it would be wrong and narcissistic for me to ask anybody to do something that I haven't done. So what I've tried to do in the last 2 weeks in my videos is reveal some of my home shame, to make some confessions, and to share my burden with y'all. Did anybody see those videos? Does anybody know what my burden is before I tell you? Well, my burden, in case y'all don't know, is the roof. I've made 2 horrendous videos. The first one was of a small place where the ceiling caved in and it's over a bathtub. So the silver lining was that it fell into the bathtub. The second video was in the dining room, and not so much a silver lining, except that that's the second least used room. Okay, it looks like Wayne wants to share, and Wayne is saying that his burden is being alone. Can anybody relate to that? I'm going to tell you, Wayne, I happen to be single, and I get tired being alone too. I will also tell you that YouTube is one of those ways that makes me feel like I'm not so alone. Does that mean that somebody is sitting on my little stool next to me? No. Does that mean that I have somebody to eat dinner with or watch TV with? No. But there's something about YouTube, and y'all in the chat, tell me if you ever feel the same way. When you're in a chat, we're all chatting back and forth, and we're agreeing on things when we're saying, me too, or I feel like that. When we're making jokes back and forth, doesn't it just kind of seem like a social time? Like it's a time where even though we're not literally in the same room, we have that kind of feeling like we are together. It's in a cyber way, and it's not the same as a hand to hold. I don't think anything replaces a hand to hold or a cheek to kiss or somebody's arm around your neck or even somebody's sweet hands to wipe your tears when you cry, which is why I'm a little bit lonely too. But I found that YouTube seems to help fill some of those voids. Sometimes people will say, are you ever sad that you didn't get married, that you didn't have kids? And the answer is yes, 1,000 times yes. That's what I wanted for me. But sometimes what we want for us is not what God wants for us. And I have to tell you that starting this YouTube channel has kind of been like starting a project. It's kind of like a baby. For some people, their fur babies become their babies. For some people, their businesses become their babies. And in some ways, when I'm on an auction, I feel like YouTube is kind of my second job. But when I'm making videos or I'm talking to you like right now, I kind of feel like YouTube is my baby or YouTube is my best friend. Is that crazy? Do any of y'all ever feel a family vibe or a friendship vibe or just feeling a missing part when you make friends? Like the people in the chat, but not only the people in the chat. When you see them again and again and again at different shows on different channels or in different comments. Anybody? Oh, hi, Winksy. Well, Renee is saying how busy she was this weekend. I'm not sure if that's a brag or a burden, but I know that having the hours, having the paycheck, such a blessing. There are so many people that have a hard time finding a job or finding a job they like or finding a job that's in a reasonable distance from where they are. So does anybody have any advice or suggestions to Wayne about feeling lonely? Can anybody relate to feeling lonely? Or does anybody maybe have an experience or a story to share about a time when you felt lonely? Now, I see that Winksy is saying you could be married and feel alone. Now that's interesting. I didn't know that, but that's quite the confession. Has anybody else ever felt that way? Oh, I love these messages that I'm reading about people seeming like friends, people seeming like family. Hello, Harold. Hello, Brenda. Hi, Frank. Well, while I was talking on the first Heart to Heart with Belle, lots of new people came in. Thank you, thank you. If you haven't already clicked the thumbs up, please do. And Triple S is saying that's true. Marriage can be lonely. Hi, Roxanne. Until I read these messages, I never thought about that because I just assumed I was lonely because I was single. Oh, and have felt alone. I never knew about you, Wingsy. I had no idea. Do you want to tell us more about that? Do you want to be the next Heart to Heart? I don't know if you want to share why you've been in bed. You don't have to, and there's no pressure. You can just say it's private or I'd rather not talk about it, because I realized you were telling us just as a way of letting Wayne know that even people who have found the Mr. Right for them can still be lonely. And Wayne, I want to thank you so much for being the brave guy who went first to let us know that what you struggle with is loneliness. It looks like many people here can relate, but even people who are blessed with marriage can relate. Triple S is saying it makes any other advice for Wayne before we go to the next heart to heart with Belle? I think this was such a good topic to start with because I think so many of us, at least at some time in our lives, could relate to loneliness. Now, Winksy is saying, because I asked her, she said she was in bed for 4 years, and I asked her why. And she says, I have many foot surgeries and it's taken a toll on me. Bless your heart. Let us know if you want us to pray for you. I'm more than glad to pray for anybody or everybody that wants prayer. Lynn is saying Victor is wonderful, but he doesn't understand fibromyalgia at all, sadly. Well, not everybody is a doctor. Not everybody understands every condition. And some conditions work differently for different people. So even arthritis, some people barely notice it and work through it. And other people, their hands are gnarled and in pain, which was the situation for my mother. Same way with diabetes. Some people have it completely under control, and other people have a really hard time controlling it. Winksy says, the fibromyalgia is your enemy when it comes to surgeries and repairing your body. Okay, I did not know that. I've heard a few other YouTube celebrities mention that they have fibromyalgia. So apparently it happens quite a bit. Hello, Deb. Thank you so much. So weird to see Deb and people in the chat who are normally on the screen, and I'm only the one in the chat. Winksy says, during the time my eyesight had gotten worse and I had to do injections to myself at least 72 hours, and it's definitely not fun. I cannot imagine how hard it is to do injections. Is the harder part physically lining it up and getting it right so that it's in the muscle of the tissue and not the bloodstream? Or is it the emotional impact of knowing you have to do it and the stress of getting it right? Is that a stupid question? I don't take any medications, and I haven't been in a situation where injections were needed, even with my mother. So I don't know if it's the physical part that's harder or the emotional aspect to it. And I see that Bold Lion is reminding everybody, like the gentleman he is, that all women are princesses. Thank you ever so much. And Wayne is saying most people just don't understand, that it is difficult to understand. And that makes total sense to me. And that's one of the reasons we have this Heart to Heart with Belle show, that y'all can take turns sharing about what you're going through, and we can try to understand, that we can give you some support, some consolation, that this show is only about y'all. So there is time. There's no, hurry to open presents at a birthday celebration. There's no hurry to sell things. This is for you and about you, and I've got time for you. Lynn is saying, I take 0 medication and I'm doing a lot better. Well, putting it in the hands of God sounds like a great idea. And Renee's saying, some people have a hard time with it. Absolutely. And Winksy, you are so brave to share this struggle and to let us know that it's been going on for 4 long years. When you were dealing with this, did you foresee that it was going to be so long? Did your doctor let you know that this was going to be an ongoing situation, or did you think that it might have been a shorter time? Oh, Angie Blackman is getting emotional. She says, I have to take 5 insulin shots a day. Oh, Angie, I'm so sorry. Karen McCarty is saying that she has fibromyalgia as long as she can remember. See, that's one of the things about having this show is that when you tell something that you're going through, just like Wayne said he was lonely, I can immediately say I was lonely, and other people in the chat said they were lonely. Once Winksy said, I have fibromyalgia, I had a feeling that perhaps there were other people who could share or could admit, who could relate. And that's one of the great things about the show is that many times there is somebody who is going through or have gone through the same thing and can help to bear your burden, can help to let you know that you're not alone, that they have known and felt what you're doing. Hi, Connie. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hi, Kim. Kim is Adopted Retrospects. She has a fantastic auction, and she was so kind as to share me out. She also writes comments on my YouTube videos, actually watches my video, even though she's a big time celebrity with her own auction. So I want to thank you ladies for being here tonight. I also want to thank Renee, who shared out my live on Facebook. And if y'all could give some thumbs up, that would so help to encourage me and let me know that I am doing the right thing and that this isn't going too badly. And if y'all could share it out, if you think that it is worthy and it could actually help some people, then that would be great. Frank at the Scrap Dogs show says, I have fibromyalgia, which makes me think that maybe Angel is typing on Frank's account, but I'm not sure of that. Hello, Eliza Gale. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, mods, if I miss somebody who is trying to start a new Heart to Heart with Southern Belle, y'all let me know because I don't want to miss anybody. And Karen is saying, Purple, if you ever need a friend that understands, feel free to reach out. And mods, drop the link of the place to reach out, which is my Discord. It has a sweet Southern theme. There is private messaging, there's public posting, there's voice chats, video chats, group voice chats, group video chats. And it is the place that y'all can connect one to another. And also for those who have YouTube channels, you can absolutely drop your links, publicize, and promote. Well, I think I see the next Heart to Heart with Southern Belle. It's Diving with Duchess. She says, I was diagnosed in 1978 with fibromyalgia in my 20s. It's been a tough road. Now, none of us will do the math to figure out, since she said her age and the time it is now, none of us are going to do math. But I have to tell you, bless your heart for going through it so many years. There are so many people in the chat who weren't even alive in 1978. So to have a lifetime of dealing with that pain, my heart just goes out to you, Duchess. Now, I don't want to spoil, let me scroll down here. Oh, I missed lots of chat to spoil any of Connie's news, but I think Connie is actually going to have some good news. I'm not sure if she feels comfortable sharing it or the health journey that she's been on. She shared it in some other chats, which is how I know about it. And her success story might be a way that we can hashtag eimdaily, encourage, inspire, and motivate. Hi, Tina. Because while some people will, of course, have ongoing lifelong health conditions, there are other people who want to share burdens that we can help with, like Wayne, who shared about loneliness, or people who are sharing a breakup with somebody, or maybe they tripped and fell. Maybe they got fired from a job. You know, we can't cure health issues, although many times we can support each other. You know, before the pandemic, I used to be part of a group for people who were primary caregivers, who were support staff to elderly parents. There was one person who was supporting a developmentally delayed child that she had. And so